Hi guys, I'm getting ready to do a commission in cold wax, and this is a cradled panel which I have taped off the edges, and I have already put the texture on. The size, by the way, is a 24 by 30 or 36. I think it's a 36, so I have to measure it, but I think it's 24 by 36. But I wanted to show you some of the texture that I put on. I put on extra heavy gesso. I also used marble dust, and I used sand. And I just want to give you a close-up of the texture. You can see the sand there, and then there's heavy gesso over top of it. Lots of texture here. There you can see the sand. This particular gentleman is from Iowa, and he stopped by my studio. He's a collector, and he commissioned this piece for me. He wants it to be very, very textured. That is why I have texture over. Some of the parts are just lightly textured as it is there, and then we go into deeper textures. And I did that so we could have some restful areas. So that's what it looks like. This part here is really going to be textured. And he wanted a vertical. Now, I am going to put another coat of gesso on this. And I'm going to use a colored gesso so I don't dig back into the white. And so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to put on a blue gesso. And then we'll start painting tomorrow. And I just wanted to show you the gesso I'm using. It's a Holbein gesso. I use the Holbein sometimes. Sometimes I use Matisse. Sometimes I use other brands, Sennelier. But this is Cerulean Blue, and it is by Holbein. It comes in these nice plastic containers, so it's easy to pour out. I'm going to apply it with a brush. Before I start, I am going to make some marks on it. Don't know what will show, if anything, but that's the way we're going to start. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, and yourself?
I'm good too.
This is just a marker. I'm putting this down only because it's a thinner line than what the other was. The other was a Marabou art crayon in black, and this is just a marker. I just want some thinner lines. Not planning whatsoever. And this was just the Marabou art crayon. I don't know if you can see that or not. And this has become my favorite marker. It comes in many different colors, and you just turn it up like a lipstick. Soft and creamy, like an oil stick, but it is water soluble. And it dries completely within 24 hours. I am not going to wait for it to dry, however, because I don't care if it smears. So what I'm going to do now is maybe a few little pencil marks. I don't know if they're going to show or not. No, they aren't showing, so I'm not going to bother with that. And I'm going to use a brayer to put my first coat on, and then I'm going to let it sit. If you remember, he wants blue, but he also wants he wants it mainly blue, but he also wants some purple in it. So I thought if I start with a little bit of purple, some of that purple will show through. And this is a Charbon color. And I'll look up in a second to see what color it is. It's just mixed with cold wax. $50-50. Some of that blue gesso show through. It's a pretty color. You can only get Charbon from Jerry's. It's a French company. They're very pigmented and very reasonable in price. Nothing mixed with it. And some of my lines are showing and some of them aren't. Maybe I'll go back and put more in. I don't know yet. A little bit of green came up there because I did tell him I was going to put some green in it. Charbon color. It's called Provence Blue. It's called Provence Blue, but it is a purple. I guess because of the lavenders in France. Beautiful color. And then underneath it is the cerulean blue gesso. I think I'm just going to write into it a little bit. Make some marks. My skewer. Some of those marks will show through even more. You can see the Charbon works really good even when cold wax is very wet. Okay, I'm going to let this set up and dry. And I'll start working on it tomorrow. Thanks, guys.